Hey guys, it's Jessica and welcome back to the Sugar Crystal Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a tiramisu charlotte cake. This recipe is a hybrid of a tiramisu and a charlotte cake, which is usually a cake that is lined with sponge cake or biscuits and filled with mousse. This cake is a showstopper and it tastes amazing, so let's get right into the recipe. To begin, let's make the ladyfingers that line our cake. First, separate the whites from the yolks of 3 eggs by rocking the egg yolk back and forth between the 2 eggshells so the white can seep through. Now, just whip your egg whites until they become frothy and then add in a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, which will just help stabilize our meringue. Continue whisking, and once your meringue has reached soft peaks, begin streaming in a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Keep whipping it on high speed until the meringue reaches stiff peaks. Now moving on to our egg yolks, we're going to need another 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, which we're just going to whisk into our yolks until they become pale and fluffy. Next up, sift in a 1/4 cup of flour and a 1/4 cup of almond flour, which is the key ingredient that gives ladyfingers their unique flavor. Fold the flours thoroughly into the egg yolks, and then just fold in the meringue we set aside earlier, a third at a time until all of it is incorporated. Now all I did was transfer my batter into a piping bag fitted with a large round tip. I also created 2 circular templates and 2 rectangular templates on a piece of parchment paper based on my 6-inch cake pan. I piped out 2 rounds and filled in the rectangular templates by piping out ladyfingers side by side. Bake both trays off at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 9 minutes. Now once they're done baking, we're just going to trim off one edge of the ladyfingers so that they fit flat into the base of the cake mold. For the cake rounds, we're just going to trim them so that they fit perfectly within the border of ladyfingers. Here I have some coffee syrup, which is just freshly brewed coffee stirred together with some sugar, and like any tiramisu, we're going to soak our ladyfinger sponges with this syrup to give it that signature coffee flavor. Now that we've got all our cake pieces prepped up, we can begin working on the mascarpone mousse filling. To start off, you'll need to sprinkle 1 packet of powdered gelatin over 3 tablespoons of water, give that a stir and set it aside. While our gelatin is blooming, in a separate bowl, beat together your mascarpone, cheese, and sugar. In another bowl, whip up your heavy cream with some vanilla until it reaches stiff peaks. Now back to our mascarpone mixture, add in the bloomed gelatin, which I just popped into the microwave for a bit to liquefy it, and then beat everything together. Gently fold in the whipped cream, and that's it for the mousse. Now it's time to assemble. Line your cake mold with the soaked ladyfingers and place in your first cake round. Fill it in with half your mascarpone mousse and then repeat. Place the cake into the fridge for about an hour or so that the mousse can set up and then we can decorate. For the decoration, I started off by making a small batch of whipped cream by beating together half a cup of heavy cream and 3 tablespoons of sugar and some vanilla. I filled the whipped cream into a piping bag fitted with a normal round tip and piped horizontal logs of whipped cream all across the top of my charlotte cake. To give it that signature tiramisu look, I sprinkled some unsweetened cocoa on top. And next up, all I did was take some of that same whipped cream and with a closed star tip, piped flowers as a border on the cake. Then finally, I sprinkled some chocolate jimmies on top of them as a final touch. And that is it for this gorgeous yet adorable tiramisu charlotte cake. The design of the cake is incredibly unique and it tastes amazing too. The subtle almond flavor with the touch of bitterness from the coffee and the light tart mascarpone filling makes this cake so irresistible, and when you cut into it you get these gorgeous layers too. Of course, this recipe can be altered to make a normal tiramisu, so if that's what you want to make, go for it. That's it for today's recipe. I hope you all give this one a try. It's such a crowd pleaser and makes the perfect birthday cake for that coffee lover in your life. As always, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye everyone!